mental error. 19 turnovers on Tusculum in the game. Queens basketball. Hall down the lane on Henry. Runner ties it. We're tied at 48. A minute 45 left. Tusculum has 2 points in the quarter. They led by 7 to start it. Arnwide. Henry. Kallenberg. Dixon. Behind the back, down the lane, a lot of resistance will be a block. Dixon will go to the line. That's the right call. Everybody just collapsed and all moved at the right time. But it was the change of direction by Dixon that set it up. Hall picks up her 4th, and the 4th on Queens, and Dixon will go to the free throw line for the Pioneers. Trying to break the tie. She'll shoot 2. Dixon, a double-double for her, 11 points and 13 rebounds. Cannot hit the first, it's missed. But has been shooting lights out from the free throw line. I'll give her that. Honorable mention all-conference from a season ago. Missed the first half of the year. Makes the second. It's a 1-point Pioneer lead at 49-48. Belton back into the game for the Pioneers. Stevens and Hall each have 4 for Queens. Stevens has it now. Backcourt. Hall on a double team. Steps through it. And then a whistle for a foul that's going to go against Arnwide. So at the free throw line will go Hall, a chance to give Queens the lead, which they have not held since it was 24-22. The last time that Queens led the game. And that was at the under 5 break in the first half. And Kalea Hall will go there with the chance to give them that advantage. She'll tie the game. So we're tied at 49 for the moment as Kalea Hall stands at the stripe. Missed it. Rebounded by Belton. Free throws have not been kind for Queens in the game. Stevens is 4 for 12. Kalea Hall, 1 of 2. Belton draws some contact, missed the shot. Rebound tipped away by Dixon and into the hands of Lefevre. It's a 2-on-1. Hall racing it into the front court. She slowed up as Henry knocks it away from behind with 50 seconds to play in the game. We're tied at 49. Timeout asked for by the Royals with 50 seconds to play here in this basketball game. So Queens is asking for a full timeout. They don't have it. They took it in the first half. They don't have the full timeout because they took it already. So we're tied at 49. Coming up will be game 2 of our doubleheader whenever this one ends. Pioneers are shooting 28% in the game. 28%. 18 of 64. They have made 6 3-pointers here in the game. That almost nearly doubles their output over the last couple of games. They're 18 of 64 for the game. Inbound situation for Queens. Baseline front court out of the timeout. Hall. Watched by Rogers. Between the rings, center of the floor. Hall with 15 to shoot. Will take as much time off the clock as they can. Pioneers have 3 points in the quarter. 3. Hall underneath Stevens all alone. Layup is good. All alone Stevens and made the bucket. 25 seconds to play. Timeout will be asked for by the Pioneers. And all they had was the 1 timeout left, and they take it here. And the Pioneers trail by 2 at 51-49 with 23 seconds to play And again, the story of this game is missed shots in the paint. The Pioneers have pounded the paint. Queens has just done what they've needed to do. They've watched the Pioneers miss. They have taken advantage of their turnovers only by just taking time off the clock. The Pioneers have led for 21 minutes of this game. They are 7 of 28 on layups. Pioneers have 20 offensive rebounds. They cannot score in the paint. 71 possessions. They have 22 scores. 71 possessions. They have 22 scores. It's just been one of those games. There is no other way to explain it. The Pioneers are 0 for 12 from the field in this quarter. Not for the game, not from 3. They are 0 for 12 from the field in this quarter. They are 3 of 4 at the free throw line. The Pioneers need 2 points to tie in the final 23 seconds of this game. Henry, left side Arnwine, holding it. I think that's part of the plan. We look confused. Henry, 12, inside Dixon. Oh, tough shot, will not go. Rebounded by Queens. And they'll foul. They get the stop. They force Dixon into a really tough shot. And Dixon will be whistled for the foul, be number 4 on her. They'll send Stevens to the stripe. Queens hasn't defeated Tusculum since 2017. Beat them here that year as well. 60-45. They would turn around and play. That was January of 17. They turn around and beat them in Charlotte at 58-56. Since then, the Pioneers haven't lost. It's been 8 straight. Stevens is at the stripe. And she'll miss the first. Up and down game at the free throw line for her. No timeouts left for Tusculum with 5.6 seconds to play. Stevens got the second. Here comes Kallenberg. Here comes Worthington into the game. Down 3 and haven't lost to Queens in 8 games. Blew them away in Charlotte. 5 seconds. Dixon. 4, 3. Belton runner at the buzzer is wildly missed. No good. And that's it. Queens wins. The Royals win. They rally from behind, knock off the Pioneers, who scored just 3 points in the fourth quarter. No field goals on 0 for 14 from the field. Your final, Queens 52, Tusculum 49.
We are in Granger County, Tennessee, here at Pierce Farms, and the Pierce family has been working with Ingalls for over 30 years. It means a great deal supplying produce as a local farmer. It really touches base knowing that we're just simple people just trying to help, and we love what we do, and Ingalls is a huge part of helping us do it. Farming is who we are, and it's in our blood. God has really blessed us with the sun and the soil to grow the best tomatoes you'll find anywhere. I believe it's really in the soil. So if you're in Granger County, you farm tomatoes, then you're in. Just a great blessing on us to actually farm and be able to farm and to supply tomatoes to people. And Ingalls really cares about family farms like Pierce Farms, and they really care about their customers. We're just glad to be a part of that. God has blessed us with a really great partnership there. They make fresh local produce have real meaning for lots of people. I'm Shane Pierce, and this is my Ingalls story.
Tusculum University is Tennessee's first university. Established in 1794, Tusculum's beautiful campus is nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Students from 31 states and 15 countries have found a home here. With nearly 60 areas of study, Tusculum can help you pioneer your path to success. Visit www.tusculum.edu or call 423-636-7300 to discover the pioneer experience for yourself.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus?
What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
Hello, my name is Jacob Fate, and I'm the Dean of the College of Business at Tusculum University. I'm proud to share with you that the programs in the College of Business received accreditation through ACBSP in December of 2018. The Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs accredits business schools and programs worldwide. This accreditation elevates our programs to the top programs worldwide.
From the first day, we looked around each other and we said, we gotta go make things happen this year.
It doesn't matter what the score is at the end of the game. You have to go forward.
You have to take the game.
Attacking gets you goals real quick.
Give your best effort every day.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Stouffer with the game-winning goal. The national championship goes to Shippensburg for the third consecutive year.
Valdosta State Division II national champions.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
In the Tusculum win against Coker, Trenton Gibson led the way with 16. Brandon Mitchell had his 4th double-double of the year, 14 points, 11 rebounds. As Tusculum has held the opposition under 60 for a 3rd time during this winning streak and the 14th time over the past 4 seasons. But tonight is no easy out. The Queens Royals are one of the best teams in the nation. They lost to Tusculum. They would rattle off 7 of their next 8 victories. They lead the conference in rebound margin, offensive rebounds, and steals, and are second in scoring, field goal percentage, fewest turnovers per game, and fewest personal fouls committed. They don't commit fouls. They don't hurt themselves. They make shots. They get after it on the glass. They don't let you make threes. They are a good defensive team, and they're balanced. They get 6 players averaging 8.5 points or better. Jamari Smith averaging 16, a Bevo Award finalist along with Trent Gibson and Kenny Dye. They have 2 Bevo Watch guys, and which means the best player in small college basketball and an all-conference choice at 15.6 points per contest. Those 2 get it done, but they have a lot of help. And Bart Lundy, one of the great minds in basketball in Queens University and South Atlantic Conference history as well. Here's how we go with the 22nd ranked Queens Royals. They're 13-3 on the year, 9-3 in the league, coming off their loss to LMU, but winners of 7 of 8. Gavin Raines, a 6'7 sophomore out of Trinity, North Carolina from Wheatmore High School. A.J. McKee, a 6'2 freshman out of Charlotte, North Carolina from Independence High School. Quan McClooney, a 6'5 junior out of Gastonia, North Carolina from Gaston Day School by way of College of Charleston. Kenny Dye, the 6-foot, 4th-year junior from Jacksonville, North Carolina, out of Northside High School, and Jamari Smith, a 6'8 freshman forward, or 6'8 sophomore forward, out of Jonesboro, Georgia, out of Jonesboro High School. Coached by Bart Lundy, who is in his 14th year at Queens, 316 wins, his 20th year overall, Division I stop at High Point, 412 wins, and he's 13-3 all time against the Pioneers. And Patterson, one of the best assistant coaches in South Atlantic Conference as well. Brian Good's got a pretty good one as well down there at Wingate. Yeah, and I like those guys. They're real good. All right, here are the Pioneers and how they'll start tonight, because I was wondering a little bit if they change. No, they don't. Justin Mitchell, a 6'5 junior from Lexington, Kentucky, out of Frederick Douglass High School. KJ Crump, the 5'7 freshman from Clarksville, Tennessee, out of University Heights Academy. Jacob Hobbs, the 6'7 junior from Elizabethtown, Kentucky, out of Central Hardin High School by way of Lipscomb University. Brandon Mitchell, a double-double in his last game, the 6'7 graduate out of Virginia Beach, Virginia, Salem High School. And Trenton Gibson, the 6'4 graduate from Murfreesboro out of Blackman High School, the Conference Player of the Year and President Award winner. Pioneers are coached by J.T. Burton in his 4th year, 60 wins, 155 in his 10-year career for 4-year colleges. And they're assisted by Justin Chartrand, Deontay Ferguson, Jackson Miller, Mason Tiley, and Justin Irwin. All right, it's a Pioneer team that has to get – this is a statement game for Queens. Can the Pioneers hold serve at home? That's the next thing, because at home they've been pretty good. We talked a lot about this Pioneer team. They had a 12-game home winning streak last year, the second longest in program history. The longest in history, from 78 to 79, they won 17 in a row. At home, the Pioneers have been pretty special in Coach Burton's time, and during the Burton era, the Pioneers are 13-2 at home last 2 years. Queens will win the opening tip as we're underway. Bryant State and courtside. Glad you could be with us. Dye, defended by Mitchell. Ball fake from Jamari Smith will kick out McClooney. A 3 is no good, and the rebound comes down to the Pioneers. So a good opening possession defensively for Tusculum as Queens, that they got the best shot they could out of that whole set, and it just didn't go by McClooney. Gibson with it, and it will be his game to manage. Down the lane, he's blocked. Loose ball picked up by Hobbs. Kick it out to Crump, a three. Bang! He started the Pioneers streak in Charlotte and was the reason that the Pioneers had the success I think they did, because it opened it up for Trenton Gibson. And oh, by the way, that's a three-pointer in 248 straight games, 959 of their last 960. Queens basketball at the top. McKee around the lane, rejected by Mitchell. It's a volleyball spike. It leads to a break for the Pioneers. Backdoor lob for Hobbs. Brings it down after it was a tough catch in the air, and now Crump has it. Good energy to start this basketball game for the Pioneers, but can you sustain it, right? It's 3-0 Tusculum. Brandon Mitchell with the all-time leading record holder in block shots for a career, and he got maybe the most emphatic one ever. Crump with 1 second had it knocked away, and they don't get a shot away. Well, after all that energy, they don't even get a shot attempt. Our officials for this game is Blake Harris, Jerry Hill. Hey, good to see Jerry. And Justin Bass. Good to see Blake, too. Haven't seen Blake in a while. Across the midcourt stripe into the front court, Queens. Rains on the right side to McKee. McKee on the baseline to Smith. He'll shoot over a defender on the baseline. Is good from 15 feet. Jamari Smith is good, y'all. He's good. 3-2, Tusculum on the KJ Crump three. Into the front court is Crump. He's watched by McKee. Hobbs will give a screen. Crump gets around it. Will pull up off the dribble for two. It's good. 15-footer off the dribble for KJ Crump was left open. It's 5-2 Tusculum. Crump has all five. Dye with it into the front court. I love the TV numbers on the back of the Queens jerseys. They're so large. Rains on the baseline, gets away from Mitchell and Hobbs. Will throw it back out to the top to McClooney. Mitchell will take him. On a screen, Gibson. Now Mitchell defending Smith. Smith, little ball fake, driving, shooting over Mitchell. Tough shot, no. Rebound, Brandon Mitchell for the Pioneers. Tusculum gets a stop. Great defense. Tusculum seems locked in early. Right side is Trenton Gibson for the Pioneers. Gibson wants a screen. It's hedged by Rains. They go right side to Mitchell. Mitchell down the lane and through the legs of Crump out of bounds. A turnover on the Pioneers. I think Justin, if he goes in, he could probably have, with his leaping ability, probably could have just laid one in with the finger roll there, but instead he went back. I don't think Crump was ready for it. Plus, it was a pass at his ankles. So the Pioneers turn it over. Second turnover for Tusculum. 17-10 to play in the first half. 5-2. Dye on the right side. Step back three-pointer is short, no good. Hobbs grabs the rebound. He looks to run. He will. And take it across the stripe himself to Gibson. Gibson, little hesitation, stop and go dribble. Now back out right side to Crump. Crump, who is just stop on a dime stuff. Gibson, he'll try a three. This one looks off. It is. The rebound tipped out, and it will be last touch by Queens. So the Pioneers will have the basketball. Queens #1 in offensive rebounds, which is tough for me to say because Tusculum has always been that. But if Bart Lundy has stolen anything from Coach Burton, it's just attacking the glass, getting second chance opportunities. They have more shot attempts than anybody we face by at least 100 because they get after the offensive glass so much. Crump is going to be rejected, and it leads to a steal, but then a steal right back for Brandon Mitchell. His jumper is off the mark, no good, and Jamari Smith clears the board. It leads to a semi-break for Kenny Dye, weaves his way through traffic in the front court, stops at the foul line, back to Smith, who traveled. Pioneers forced the turnover, the first of the game against the Queens Royals at 16:21 to play here in this first half, but Bart Lundy loves it. As his team has played well, they just haven't capitalized, haven't finished. They've started 1 for 5. It's probably the worst they've started this season. Tusculum's just 2 for 6 in this defensive struggle here early. 5-2. KJ Crump leading Queens is Jamari Smith. Those are the only two players who have scored. Crump, who got off to a great start December 1st against Queens as well. And he got off to a great start. It opened up everything else for everyone, really. Crump. Gibson on the right side on a double screen. He'll take off down the lane around Rains, and he'll draw the foul. And that'll take us to a timeout on the floor as well, as Gavin Rains is going to pick up his first and the first foul of the game. We go to a break. 16 minutes to play first half. It's Tusculum 5, Queens 2. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Johnson City Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealership in the Tri-Cities because we make buying simple. First, we discount every vehicle every day, and we stand behind what we sell with a lifetime warranty. For more, simply go to johnsoncitytoyota.com.
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingalls has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Ultimately lost by 9. McKee with the basketball for Queens. Raines with it inside the paint on Mitchell. Runner is no good. Rebounded by Trent Gibson. Tusculum making life difficult for the Royals offensively. And a man-to-man, no less. Crump, 3. Bam! KJ Crump has hit another one. I can't explain to you his energy and what they had in that last game. Queens goes quickly. Mitchell says, return to sender. Gets the rejection on McClooney. That's 2 for him early. School's all-time leading rim protector gets 2 more here in this opening half. Gibson down the lane. Layup. Good. Timeout. Queens. Royals don't like what they see here very early, and why would they? The Pioneers have exploded offensively as they lead the game by the largest margin of 12-2 here very early in the contest, as Mike Fowler's going to jump up off the bench and check in. The last time these teams got together, the Pioneers knocked off 4th-ranked Queens as freshman KJ Crump tallied a season-high 18 points, connecting on his first 5 field goal tries, including 4 threes of his own. But it was his 2 free throws with 24.6 seconds remaining, which put the game out of reach and sealed Tusculum's 3rd win over a nationally ranked opponent in their last 4 games. Brandon Mitchell came off the bench to produce the double-double, 15-point, 11-rebound game. And both of those guys have been prominent here very early in this one. Crump with 8. He's hit 3 of his first 4 shots, 2 for 2 from 3. And Brandon Mitchell with 2 block shots for the Pioneers. Queens has opened 1 for 7. They haven't scored in 3 minutes and 15 seconds. And the Pioneers are on a 9-0 run. As we go under 15 to play in the first half, Queens, again with Fowler off the bench into the contest. They go to McClooney. He can't finish at the rim, and the rebound by Justin Mitchell to Grit Gibson. Gibson into the front court, tried to slow it up and got confused and turns it over. Just a bad ball handling situation there for Gibson. Here comes Dye into the paint, slicing his way to the rim, and he'll draw a foul. Missed the shot. He'll have to earn it at the free throw line. And Brandon Mitchell will be whistled for the foul. That energy group getting set to check in for the Pioneers. That includes William Vetter, Anadi Legist, Jalen Crowder, and James West. Let me tell you what, when this group comes in, they can light it up offensively. This group on the floor right now for Tusculum has done the job setting a tone defensively, and then this group can come in and light it up. Into the game will come Jaden Turner, sophomore out of High Point, North Carolina for Queens. As that 4 on the floor I mentioned, as Trenton Gibson will stay out there for the Pioneers. Bart Lundy without the spectacle look tonight. Dye at the free throw line, ending the 9-0 run for the Pioneers as he scores his first 2. Queens comes with pressure. Anadi Legist, James West, and now Gibson. Gibson across the stripe. They turned Gibson over moments ago. Here's Crowder on the back door, lobbing it back out to Gibson at the top of the key. 15 to shoot when the Pioneers really get into a half-court set. McKee watching Gibson. I don't know that you pull Crump out of this game right now, to be honest. Right side, I'm second-guessing. Kick ball, that will bail out Tusculum. They'll get a fresh 20 seconds on a kick ball. If Crump's out right now, then one of these guys is going to have to make a jumper. No field goals in the last 3.5 minutes for Queens. They just made 2 free throws moments ago. They trail in the game 12-4. Again, it's very early. 14 minutes to play in this first half. Vetter to Legist. West. Skip it to Gibson. In the paint is Legist. single covered, and he scores. And when you single cover him, it's tough to stop. Legis put it up and in. He's been lights out in the last 7. McKee will drive it, and Gibson will knock it away but be whistled for a foul. So Gibson will pick up his first and team foul number 2. And at the line to shoot 2 will go A.J. McKee. Shoots 78%, 78.6 to be exact, from the free throw line. For a Royals team that shoots very well from the free throw line as a team, one of the tops in the league. McKee shooting 2 as he knocks down the first. McKee at about 11.8 points a game in his last 4, but he had just 4 points in the last game against LMU, but has been lighting it up. He had an 18-point game against JWU Charlotte. McKee makes both. 14-6, Tusculum. West into the front court. Gibson at the top of the key, between the rings, center of the floor. 13.5 to play, first half. William Vetter with the touch, man-to-man Queens. Vetter out to West. West spinning off the dribble, missed it. Rebound tipped out and controlled by the Royals. Here comes Kenny Dye. Dye at the foul line, kicks it out McKee, lobbing it baseline, 3-ball on the way, McClooney, and that's good. But Clooney shoots under 30% from 3, but makes it 14-9. Pioneers with the lead. So after the slow start for Queens, they finally get a field goal. They are 2 for 9 to open the game. The Pioneers are 5 for 10. On the left side, 3-ball on the way here for the Pioneers. It rims off. Jamari Smith grabs the rebound for the Royals, and they look to counter. Here comes Dye. They've steadied the ship by making free throws, so now they're trying to make long-range jumpers. Turner's 3 is no good, but there is the rebound putback dunk by Jamari Smith on the 3 miss. And it's 14-11, and the Royals on a run. Into the front court with the basketball. This will be Gibson, lobbing it to Vetter in the paint. He'll pull up from 15 feet, normally makes that shot, but it won't go. And the rebound come down to the Royals, and with it was Jaden Turner. Bounce pass baseline front court. This will be McClooney, watched by Crowder, backing his way in. Good defense and a rejection by Legist, who comes up with the loose ball pickup. 14-11, Tusculum leads to a fast break. Vetter layup, Rez, good. I thought it was going to rim out, but it goes down. Good vision by Gibson with the helper. 16-11, Tusculum ending the run for Queens, which was 7-0, and it's 16-11. Left side front court. Dye, double team, passes out of that to Turner. Backdoor, outside 3. McClooney left open, rim no good. Rebounded by Vetter into the hands of Gibson. Pioneers into the front court. Gibson out to West, a 3. No, he's struggled from 3. And it leads to a break for the Royals. Will they catch up to it? They won't. They'll throw it out of play. Turnover, which takes us to a timeout on the floor. We'll take the break and return to Pioneer Arena in a minute. It's Tusculum 16. It's 22nd ranked Queens 11. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network. They're 43% from the field. Queens just 3 for 13 to open. Now, there's been better days for them. But this game is far, I say, from being open, or from being over. We're well early here in this opening half. KJ Crump is back out there. He comes in for Gibson. He hit 3 of his first 4 shots, including 2 for 2 from 3. He has 15 seconds on the shot clock. He has the basketball right now. He's on the right side with 10 to shoot. Watched by Dye out to Crowder. West penetrates on the dribble, and his shot is out of bounds. I guess he just shot it out of bounds. A lot of contact there, but we say play on, right? I suppose. Not the best offensive series for the Pioneers there. Across the stripe front court, Kenny Dye. He's triple teamed. Somebody's open. Dye, though, takes it right to the rim and scores. Nobody stopped ball, and Kenny Dye says, I'm on that Clarence Bevo watch list for a reason. Here's a steal. They do try to pick the pocket of Crump, who is able to shield his way away from Jaden Turner, who knocked it away from Crump. And Crump, again, he's 5'7", maybe. I said maybe. So he has to use his speed, quickness, and his ability to handle to get free. Legist, baseline floater is no good, and Legist is going to be whistled for a foul, I think, coming over the top after he missed the shot. Yeah, that's the case. Legist picking up number 1. Team foul number 3. Into the game comes Josh Dilling for the Royals. Any other changes? Yes. B.J. McLaurin is in, the 6'8" sophomore from Fayetteville, North Carolina, by way of UNC Asheville. Also into the game is Caleb Matthews. Dye is out there on the left wing, watched by Crump. Now Legist gets free inside the paint. Matthews, jumper in the paint, make that McLaurin is no good, and the rebound comes down to the Pioneers. Crump, a million miles an hour into the front court to Crowder. Crowder, back to Crump, slows it up. So fast. It is 16-13, 10 minutes to play. First half, Pioneers by 3. They went on a 9-0 run to grab a 12-2 lead. Here's Vetter, 15-footer is no good, and the rebound is out of bounds, and that goes off of Jaden Turner, who came down awkwardly. So the Pioneers fortunately get another chance. They haven't scored in the last 2.5 minutes, and they're just 1 for their last 7. Queens is up to 27% shooting. That's not much where they would like to be. West at 3, no good. And the rebound comes down Queens. Got to shoot out of it. Here, James West. This time last year, he was lights out. Right now, there are no lights on. 3 ball by Dilling is good. Josh Dilling knocks down a 3. Was an open look, got the look, and it's a 16-16 game just like that. Down 10 to tied at 16. The Pioneers haven't scored in almost 3 minutes now. It is a 12-2 run. The Pioneers are 1 for their last 8. Legist spinning on McLaurin in the lane. Missed it. McLaurin gets the rebound. Here comes Queens, a chance to take the lead. It would be their first of the game. Jamari Smith, Dilling. Dilling against Crump. Fading away in the lane is good. Josh Dilling. And the Royals have a lead of 18-16 on a 14-2 run. Crump with it, 8:45 to play first half. Here's West at the top of the key. Gets a Vetter screen. Vetter toes the line for 3, rattled it in, good. Pioneers back in front, 19-18. William Vetter, sneaky good from range. Dye, sneaky good everywhere. Draws a foul on the drive to the rim, and will draw this one on KJ Crump, which will be his first, and the 4th on the Pioneers. So here comes 4/5 of the starting 5 back into the game for the Pioneers. They're going to leave Crump out there, so all 5 starters stay. That Energy Group gave up a 10-point lead. Queens up to 35% shooting, 6 of 17. The Pioneers 7 for 19. Both these teams really good defensively. Queens inbound. It was a non-shooting foul, by the way. Gavin Raines back out there for the Royals. Here's Dilling, who scored the last 5 for the Royals. Bouncing it to Raines, watched by Brandon Mitchell. Spins, shot it, missed it, and a rebound foul on Jamari Smith, crashing the glass. Jamari will pick up his first and the second against Queens. (19-18) Tusculum leading by 1. 8:15 to play here in this opening half. KJ Crump will face some resistance in the backcourt. Give it up to Gibson, who takes it across the stripe. back into the hands of Crump, who will handle on this possession. As we go under 8 minutes to play in the first half, as expected, a tight one after the Pioneers went on a mini run there to start this game, really. Crump, Justin Mitchell. Mitchell on a triple team, forced one up, missed it. Rebound is loose. It's on the floor, still on the floor. Everybody's diving for it. Hobbs had it for a brief second. It'll be a jump ball, and the arrow to stay with the Pioneers. And I think it puts 20 seconds back on the clock, but there was 1 second on the shot clock. Either way, we're going back to a timeout with 7:46 to play in the first half. Back in 1 minute. It's Tusculum 19. It's Queens 18. Pioneer basketball continues after this here on the Pioneer Sports Network.
It's fine. It'll be okay, okay? Nobody cares about the flowers. Who needs flowers at a wedding?
At Ingalls, we know that the best of plans don't always go according to plan.
My best friend's getting married today and the florist never showed.
That's why we're always there when you need us.
What are their colors?
Purple and cream.
With smiling faces and helping hands.
No one cares. No one cares. You will look great. Flowers are not important. And where is Holly? Have you anyone seen Holly?
And although life will be predictably unpredictable,
let's get you to that wedding.
A curveball is that much more satisfying.
I got the flowers!
When you knock it out of the park.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome!
So when the plan goes out the window and improvisation becomes the order of the day, just remember, that's where the best of memories are made.
All right, they're ready for
Crud, okay.
Voice of the Pioneers.
Queens will score right out of the timeout as the Pioneers give a fast break as they turn it over on the inbound. And the Royals take a 20-19 lead here in this first half right out of the timeout. They just turned it over, just gave it right to the Royals. Right side, Gibson, skip past Mitchell. He'll try a three. This one looks short. It is. Hobbs battles for the rebound, but it's taken by Trey Hubbard, who's into the contest, and he'll take it across the stripe for the Royals. At the top, Hobbs, Jamari Smith, Crump with the steal. Crump has Hobbs with him, lobbing it, dunking it. 21-20 Tusculum. Crump crossed over. Hubbard on the dribble. Crump got that steal, lobbed it perfectly to Hobbs, who just threw that thing down, two-handed tomahawk, and then Hobbs with the steal. Took it right away from Dye. Crump, a fast break three. No. Rebound taken by Queens. A.J. McKee with it on the run into the front court. He was feeling it, wasn't he? Smith threw a double team, got it to go. Jamari Smith thought he was fouled. I thought he walked. Either way, it was a good play, right? And Queens back in front, 22-21. Tusculum basketball, baseline Hobbs, three. No, he missed it all. Pioneers haven't shot well. Queens is 4 for their last 5 shots. They've just turned it over 2 straight times. Dye, count it, and 1 for 3. Got the 3. Chance at the 4-point play. The bucket is good. Mitchell tried to close it off and picks up his second foul. That kid has done that ever since he's been sitting behind some really good guards at Queens, right? It's kind of his turn. It's his time, right? But that's big. Kenny Dye, 56% from 3, and he's 79% at the stripe. Cannot convert the 3-point play, and then a foul whistled against B.J. McLaurin. That'll be his first, team's third. 25-21 is the largest lead of the game for Queens. 6:05 to play in the first half. A lot of scoring this set, the last couple of minutes. Queens has hit their last 3 shots. The Pioneers have jacked up some threes, and one of them in a fast break, and they didn't score. From the top, Justin Mitchell. Down the lane, runner is no good. He's overshot that one. Crump nearly steals it, and then a whistle for a foul. And so Crump, he was standing there ready to thieve the ball, is going to be whistled for his second, team foul number 6. Crump will exit the basketball game. That's just good play by Crump. He's going to come out of the game. Josh Scott is in. Good to see Josh back healthy. Just don't think he's 100% just yet. Kenny Dye taking advantage of some miscommunication for the Pioneers, and it forces the Pioneers to take a timeout here early in this one, as Queens has definitely righted the ship. They go up by 6 at 27-21 here at Pioneer Arena, where they're on a 7-0 run. They've hit their last 4 shots, and the Pioneers are just 1 of their last 7 here in the basketball game. All right, so a couple of games have been COVIDed out here for this Pioneer team, or for the South Atlantic Conference. Anderson is leading Mars Hill 39-34. Newberry and Limestone, they've just gotten underway. Limestone leads 10-7. And it is Lenoir-Rhyne leading Wingate, approaching the half, 38-27. They approach the half. So that means Lincoln Memorial has been COVIDed out tonight. LMU and UVA-Wise. Also another one, Catawba and Coker, because I'm not sure the situation there. We just played Coker. Out of the timeout by the Pioneers. Justin Mitchell on the right side. Tusculum 1 for their last 7. Can we get Trenton Gibson involved? He's kind of been the, just the decoy, really. Backdoor Legist. Mishandled it, got it back, shoots a layup, scores it. Well, that ends the 7-0 drought, or the 7-0 run by Queens, and Tusculum now 2 for their last 8. 27-23 Royals, who had their largest lead just seconds ago. This will be McLaurin on the baseline. We'll give it back to Hubbard. Hubbard on the left wing. Very, very bright shoes he's got on there. Hubbard had it knocked away and stolen. Josh Scott has it. Has Kenny Dye to beat. Dye will pick his pocket. Scott just needed to stop. He had some help. It leads to a break for the Royals. This will be McKee. Back out to the top to Hubbard. Hubbard. McKee. Hubbard. Hubbard. Crossover. Falls to the floor. Goes right to McKee. Pioneers organized defensively. McKee fadeaway is good. A.J. McKee. Freshman out of Charlotte. Really, really good. 29-23, Queens. 4 minutes to play first half. This being game 16, 14 games have been, at halftime, have been a one-possession game. Here's a foul on Dye, which is going to lead us to a timeout. 4th on Queens. We go to a break. Royals with the largest lead of the game for them. With 3:57 to play first half, Queens 29 at Tusculum 23. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on
rim rocker. Again, a guy that didn't play at Lipscomb a whole lot, so really he's been out of basketball a while, and he's just kind of getting back into the groove. And boy, he has really come through with some big games here of late for the Pioneers. On the drive will be McClooney. Goes on a double team, a lot of contact, and it'll be a two-handed rim-rocking finish by Gavin Raines for Queens. Pioneers could not keep him off the offensive glass. That's why they lead the league in offensive rebounds and second-chance points. Gibson with it into the front court. Here is Hobbs, 31-25 Queens. Gibson, 4 points in the first half, been very quiet, just 1 for 3. Watched by Hubbard. He'll take a three. Bang. Trent Gibson knocks down the three. He hit 4 big ones against Queens on that second half on December 1st. 31-28 Royals. Hubbard basketball. They hedge the screen. Hobbs makes life difficult. As Hubbard is being chased by Legis, but driving it inside to Raines, who puts it up and in. Gavin Raines. At a 19-point game in a non-conference date against JWU Charlotte. Jumper here by Legis from 14 feet is no good. Rebounded by the Royals. Here comes McKee. McKee on the left wing. Bouncing it. Skipping it. Back to the top, McClooney. McClooney on the right wing. On the dribble at the three-point strike, McLaurin. McLaurin, Hubbard. Hubbard. Watched by Mitchell now. Takes off. Floater in the lane is no good, and a rebound foul on McLaurin. McLaurin can't believe it's on him. So it's his second and the team's fifth. Queens does a remarkable job getting offensive rebounds and then not fouling. They are the least, or they're the team that fouls the least in the league. 33-28. Hobbs gets a breather. Just so much energy from Jacob Hobbs. 4 points, 2 of 4. Both of them have been rim rockers. Into the front court come the Pioneers. James West, who's back on the floor. 0 for 3 from the field for James. That's kind of been his line here of late. See him start to warm up a little. Vetter a 3. Short. And it's out of play back to the Royals. Pioneers trail by 5, 33-28. Queens has hit 7 of their last 9 shots. As a matter of fact, they're 13 of 27. They opened the game 3 of 13. 3 of 13. They have made 10 of their last 14 shots, 7 for their last 9. Into the front court comes Kenny Dye. A lot of it in the paint. Smith, foul line jumper is good. Jamari Smith from 15 feet. And you got to make shots. 35-28. Largest lead of the contest for the Royals here in the first half as we approach halftime with 90 seconds. 14 of the 16 games for the Pioneers. They haven't led them all in that time, but it has been a one-possession game, and it's got to start right now. Missed shot, Gibson. And a blocking foul on Raines. And a second chance opportunity for the Pioneers on an offensive rebound kickout. Raines whistled for his second foul, team foul number 6. And so the Pioneers with an inbound situation on the baseline. Each team with 6 fouls here in the first half. Back into the game comes Mike Fowler, sophomore from Raleigh. On the inbound, this is going to be Gibson. And a whistle on McKee. A.J. McKee's whistled for a foul, so it'll be a 1-and-1 for William Vetter. Bart Lundy doesn't show up to his job wearing the sweats like so many have kind of adopted here during the COVID era when they're on the road. Kind of come in wearing sweats. Not Bart, nor J.T. Burton. Vetter makes the front end of the 1-and-1. He'll have the bonus. 3 years at Virginia State, 3 NCAA championships, or tournaments, I should say. Missing the second, and then a rebound foul on Legist, and we'll walk to the other end and shoot a 1-and-1 for the Royals. Legist picking up his second. 7th on the Pioneers. Anati will exit. It looked like Crowder got to the stripe in time. I don't know why they didn't let him in. And shooting the front end of the 1-and-1, there was a stoppage in play. I still don't understand why they didn't let him in. So making the front end of the 1-and-1 was Mike Fowler. 54% on the year from the stripe, steps back in. An 11-point game to open the year against Young Harris, his best scoring game of the season. And he makes them both. Into the game will come Jaden Turner for Queens. Fowler will exit. 1:15 left in the half. 37-29, new largest lead of the contest for the Royals. If the Pioneers don't start making buckets and getting stops, they're not going to go into the locker room down a possession, right? Gibson, West, a three. Please go. It won't. Rebound tipped. Justin Mitchell thought he was fouled as he put it back up, and then a foul on Vetter. Pioneers got a second chance opportunity, and Vetter's whistled for the foul, and Queens will come to the other end and shoot free throws. And again, things aren't going well. Pioneers seem very locked in early. The Royals seem like they were a bit sluggish, but as the game has gone along, Kenny Dye has kind of just been the mainstay. He's just kind of been really, really solid. He's got 9 points, and then Smith, he's knocked down shots. He's 4 of 5 from the field, right? And they go to the line and they make them. McClooney at the free throw line knocks it down. Quan is 76% from the stripe. At Queens, out of Gastonia, the same area, out of College of Charleston. Missing the second, but it's a 9-point Queens lead. Under a minute to play in the first half. Gibson, West on the right wing. Justin Mitchell, doubled. Back out to West. At the top, mishandles the pass. Turned over, and it leads to a break. And a missed dunk by McKee. So McKee misses the dunk on the high percentage. And the Pioneers will get it back. Gibson with it into the front court. McKee, good player. 19 seconds to play here in the half, and the Pioneers have some work to do. They fizzled offensively, shooting just 33%. They jumped out 43% for the half. Gibson wants a screen, gets it. West, a three. Bang. Boy, that needed to go. Boy, that's, you don't even understand. That will end the first half of play. The Pioneers will trail by 2 possessions, but they trail going into the locker room. Coming up here at half, we will take a look at this week in Tusculum athletics. Has a lot been going on. Richard Gerville announcing or getting more hardware, and along with Trenton Gibson. We'll talk about that, plus your first half stats and a look around the league when we come back at halftime. Your Pioneer halftime report, where it's the 22nd ranked Queens Royals 38 and the Tusculum Pioneers 32. Pioneer basketball continues after this here on the Pioneer Sports Network.
It's fine. It'll be okay, okay? Nobody cares about the flowers. Who needs flowers at a wedding?
At Ingalls, we know that the best of plans don't always go according to plan.
My best friend's getting married today and the florist never showed.
That's why we're always there when you need us.
What are their colors?
Purple and cream.
With smiling faces and helping hands.
No one cares. No one cares. You will look great. Flowers are not important. And where is Holly? Have you anyone seen Holly?
And although life will be predictably unpredictable,
Let's get you to that wedding.
a curveball is that much more satisfying
I got the flowers!
when you knock it out of the park.
Oh my gosh, it's awesome!
So when the plan goes out the window and improvisation becomes the order of the day, just remember, that's where the best of memories are made.
All right, they're ready for us.
True story. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
Johnson City Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealership in the Tri-Cities because we make buying simple. First, we discount every vehicle every day, and we stand behind what we sell with a lifetime warranty. For more, simply go to johnsoncitytoyota.com.
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingalls has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time.
Wow, funny running into
Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours. In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Leading here at halftime 38-32. No basketball this Saturday for the Pioneers. They have an off weekend. That won't be the case next year. It'll be interesting when we welcome Emory and Henry into the league. We will have divisions next year. So there'll be 19 conference games, which means there'll be 9 non-conference games that the Pioneers will have to play. So there'll be no more off weekends, basically. You're going to be playing non-conference games, a 28-game schedule, but only 19 conference games and divisions next year, Piedmont and the Mountain Division. So, yeah, it'll be interesting how that works, and we'll see. This coming Saturday, these are the games scheduled. 10th-ranked LMU is at Catawba. Carson Newman is at Wingate. Anderson's at Limestone. Coker's at Lenore-Rhyne. Mars Hill is in Charlotte against Queens, and UVA Wise is at Newberry. Those are the games that are scheduled. Then on Monday of next week, Carson Newman's at Anderson, and Queens is at Limestone. A Tuesday game, Emory and Henry and Wise, Virginia. Does UVA Wise play then on Wednesday? No, they have that Wednesday off. Yeah, I was going to say, it's a lot of basketball for them. All right, Queens is going to have the basketball to start the second half. Brian Staten courtside, game station engineer, the executive producer of the Pioneer Sports Network, Nathan Hummer. Pioneers got work to do. They're down 6. They trail at the half rarely. And KJ Crump is going to be committing his third foul. 4 seconds into the second half, Crump baited into his third foul by Kenny Dye. Just a savvy play by a veteran. Crowder's going to come to the bench. Hopefully Crump doesn't pick up number 4. Dye rejected by Hobbs. Loose ball is on the floor. Pinballs around, and it comes out to Mitchell. Hobbs. And the pass deflected and stolen right back. A fast break thwarted by the Royals. You got to have those. Smith in the lane. Blocked. Gets it back. It'll be a 3 by McClooney, who knocks it down. McClooney knocks down a 3, and it's a 9-point Royals lead. That equals their largest lead of the half, or of the game. Crump in the front court after some resistance on Gibson, who is doubled. They don't want him to have the ball in his hands. Gibson, 7 in the first half. Justin Mitchell, fadeaway baseline jumper's good. It's such a high arcing shot. It's not high percentage. It's very low percentage. But Justin Mitchell made it look routine. 41-34 Royals. McClooney at the top for Queens. Switch. Gibson takes him. 3, McClooney. Quick release is good. Boy, just a quick release by McClooney. And he shoots under 30% from 3, but he's feeling it here. And it equals the largest lead of the game. 10-point lead for Queens. Tusculum led by 10 early. 3 ball here by Gibson. And Crump can't save it as it goes out of play. And Gibson had a good look at 3 for an answer, and it wouldn't go. So Crowder in, and will come in for Crump, who picked up his third foul 4 seconds into this second half. The Royals trying to avenge their December 1st loss to the Pioneers. And for Tusculum, for Queens, really, second time they've lost to the Pioneers in Charlotte. They've only lost 1 time, all-time here at Pioneer Arena. Mitchell comes up with the steal, and then an intentional foul on Kenny Dye. And so Mitchell's going to shoot free throws, and the Pioneers are going to have the ball. Dye with an intentional as he grabbed the foot on a fast break for Justin Mitchell. And Mitchell is going to go, I think, it's an intentional foul. So what's happening? What are we doing? Gibson is going to the line. He's shooting the intentional free throws. Mitchell's got to shoot. He was the guy that was fouled. Or can you just have anybody shoot? It can be. It can be anybody. It's an intentional foul, means anybody can shoot. Jerry Hill's going to go talk, and we're going to try to get this all sorted out. So Justin Mitchell's going to come here and shoot the free throws. Justin's going to come shoot. He can make free throws. I just think they felt like because it was like technical, intentional, whatever. It was any way they could shoot. Justin makes the first. .66% for his career at the free throw line. And when he starts, Pioneers win. They made them both. 34 career starts for Justin Mitchell. Tusculum 25-9 in those games so that he starts. That can't be right. That's not right. What? Is that 44 career starts? No, it is 30. Yeah, 34 career starts. So we're going to have Pioneer basketball. Inbound right side front court to be Jalen Crowder. Gives it up into the hands of Gibson. The Pioneers trail by 8, 44-36, but a good moment here after a turnover. No-look pass. Crowder, a three, needs to go. Bang! Jalen Crowder, it's a big, big bucket. And another assist by Trent Gibson. It's 44-39. Queens with the lead and the ball. Here's Kenny Dye on that Clarence Bevo watch list. Best player in America for small colleges. Jamari Smith got free. Gibson knocked it away once and twice, and then Brandon Mitchell looked like it was a pretty clean block, but they're going to get Mitchell with a foul. That'll be number 3 on Brandon. He's been very opportunistic with block shots. Team foul number 2. So Jamari Smith, good free throw shooter to the stripe. Good score, period. 16 points a game. He had a 28-point game against Lincoln Memorial on December 1st. And here in his last 3 games has been averaging right at about 17 points a game. He'll go to the free throw line, and I think that's one of those justice misses because that's ball don't lie type miss. I think Brandon Mitchell got a clean block. I had the same perspective as the official who blew the whistle, and I didn't see anything. Definitely BDL moment. Missing both is Smith, rebounded by Hobbs. Here comes Gibson. Pioneers down 5. Crowder made one moments ago. Won't make this one. And a rebound for Queens, and they'll slow it up. McKee with it into the front court, down the right wing. Stops, back out to the top to Dye, who's defended by Hobbs. To the top, McKee. Hobbs watching him. Right side is Dye. Now he's taken by Mitchell. He and Crowder switch. Bounce it. This will be Jamari Smith, watched by Justin Mitchell. In the paint. Oh, what did he get here? 3 seconds on the shot clock. Pretty good defense, but Justin Mitchell's going to be whistled for a foul. It's a very, very long start to the second half. We haven't made it to our first break yet. The Royals have been up 10. Tusculum's on a mild 5-0 run to trim it 2-5, but Jamari Smith stands at the line to end that. And he still can't. That one just rimmed out on him. Oh, my gosh. Are we micromanaging this game? Jerry, they're looking at Trent Gibson, and apparently he's got some blood on his knee. They're looking at him to try to clean up. So he wears the tights, right? Wears the tights. So I think this is actually from a they got to clean the fabrics. They're going to have to wrap this up. They're going to have to wrap it. So they got it cleaned up. Good job, our training staff. They're going to allow Gibson to come back in after getting the knee. He's got I think it's a scab where he just takes too many shots from the floor. You know what I mean? They didn't ice Jamari Smith. He did make 1 of 2. So it's 45-39 Queens. They come with zone full court pressure. And across the stripe, Mitchell's in trouble. Crowder's in trouble. Mitchell's in trouble. He dribbles out of trouble. They kick it out to Crowder. Crowder back to Legist. Back to Mitchell. Here's Gibson. He'll drive it down the lane. A lot of contact, and it goes off of Reigns, out of play. Legist and Gibson collide. The ball does not hit the rim. There's 7 seconds to shoot for the Pioneers. With 16:43 to play in the game, Queens leads by 6. Inbound situation for the Pioneers. Baseline front court is going to be Gibson. Crowder, catch and shoot 3, looks short, and it is. Rebounded by Jamari Smith. Dye into the front court. into the corner. McClooney catch and shoot three. He was feeling it early, but he airballs this one. It's a rebound for Queens and a three for McKee. That one's no good. McClooney gets it, scores it. Goes right to the rim and in. 47-39 at Queens. Another offensive second chance opportunity for the Royals, which they didn't have much in the first half at all. Legist. Floater in the lane. It's a bit off balance, and he can't get to the ball. Jamari Smith boxes him out. He was a little indecisive. McClooney a three. In and out, no good. Jamari Smith, rebound, putback, and a timeout asked for by the Pioneers. So we'll take the break. We're back in a minute. 16:01 to play in the game. It's Queens 49. It's Tusculum 39. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus?
What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
Hello, my name is Jacob Fate, and I'm the Dean of the College of Business at Tusculum University. I'm proud to share with you that the programs in the College of Business received accreditation through ACBSP in December of 2018. The Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs accredits business schools and programs worldwide. This accreditation elevates our programs to the top programs worldwide.
Pioneer basketball out of the timeout. We'll have another one here in a moment. At a stoppage. Pioneers down 10, 49-39 on the Jamari Smith rebound dunk putback. Another offensive rebound putback, and the Pioneers trying to figure it out. Hobbs in the paint, throws it out to Crowder. Queens recovers so well defensively. Hobbs, Gibson down the lane. Layup is good. Trent Gibson with 9. He's just 3 for 8 in the basketball game. 49-41. Can the Pioneers get a stop? Turner into the game out of that timeout for Queens. Here's Smith. McKee drives baseline around Crowder, driving it, missing it. Rebounded by Gibson. Gibson spinning on the dribble into the front court. Legist at the rim, missed it as he fouled. He's in the restricted. Legist missed the layup, missed the bunny. And they called a block because McClooney was in the restricted. We're going to get a timeout on the floor. They've called the foul on McClooney. We're going to take the break and return in a minute. First foul whistled on Queens in the half. 15:06 to play in the game. Queens 49, Tusculum 41. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Johnson City Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealership in the Tri-Cities because we make buying simple. First, we discount every vehicle every day, and we stand behind what we sell with a lifetime warranty. For more, simply go to johnsoncitytoyota.com.
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingalls has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time.
Wow, it's funny running into
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
As he knocks down the first of 2 free throws, they changed the call on an offensive foul on Legist as McClooney was standing in the restricted zone. You don't Well, you see many overturned, but it doesn't always happen. Legist makes both. And the Pioneers trail 49-43. They're just 3 of 8 shooting here in the second half. Queens 4 for 9. And a lot of it's high percentage. And it's McClooney 2 3-pointers. Dilling back on the floor. He kind of sparked that slow start for Queens. He gave him the lead at 18-16 after he had hit a 3 to tie it at 16. Smith, as Mitchell slips on the floor somehow, and the missed shot rebounded by the Pioneers. Justin Mitchell back to Gibson. With 14.5 to play in the game, Gibson takes off into the lane on a double team, throws it back out. Legist for 3 is no good, but he follows his own miss. Hobbs open in the corner for 3. Bang! Jacob Hobbs knocks down a 3. It's a 3-point Queens lead, 49-46. For Tusculum, they get number 7. That's the 7th 3-pointer. Dye slips. Gibson slips. It's going to be tied up, and the Pioneers are going to have the basketball. We need the mop guy. We need the mop squad out there. We got some slippage going on Pioneer Arena. Do we have a mop squad guy? We got the full arsenal of our student body here today, which is great, providing some good atmosphere for nationally ranked Queens. We're not going to bother to clean up the floor. Mitchell's turned over. McClooney, rim rocker. It was Gibson that was turned over, trying to find Mitchell, and it was McClooney that came and anticipated the pass. Into the front court, here's Hobbs. 51-46. Hobbs' finger roll is good. 51-48. Jacob Hobbs has scored 5 straight for the Pioneers. Makes it a 3-point Royals lead. Smith defended by Legist, and he'll be back at the free throw line as Anani came down. Instead of just staying straight up, he came down. So that's his 3rd, and that'll be team foul number 3 on the Pioneers. So we'll see William Vetter, and he's got to be a huge impact here against Jamari Smith. Jamari's free throw is no good. Here comes James West and Will Vetter. Mitchell, that's Justin Mitchell, and Anani Legist get a breather. 9 for Hobbs, 9 for Gibson. They lead the way for Tusculum. 14 for McClooney, and now 12 for Smith. And here comes McLaurin into the game for Queens. Well, he didn't get to the line fast enough. We had a guy in the first half that Jerry Hill wouldn't let come in until whatever. I don't get that. I don't understand that stuff. Pioneer basketball. They're down 52-48. West. Crowder. Boom! 3 ball by Jalen Crowder in the corner. 52-51 Queens. Dye weaving his way through traffic. West stays in front of him. The Pioneers got to get locked in defensively again. Left side, and a whistle is against Tusculum's Vetter. Vetter picks up his 2nd. Number 5 on the Pioneers. 13:02 left in the game, 52-51. Queens leading Tusculum, and they have the ball. On the inbound, McLaurin on the right side. And a whistle, illegal screen. It will go against McClooney, his 2nd. Turns the ball over, just the 3rd foul on Queens here in the second half. McKee back into the game. Pioneers will face full court pressure. James West with it in the backcourt, watched by McKee, the freshman. Queens loaded with talent. This Pioneer team, the deepest they've been, most talented they've been. West pull up off the dribble, rims, good. James West. Pioneers lead it 53-52, and don't ask me how. I don't know. Dye can't give him the lead back, gets his own miss, and then puts it off the glass and banks it in for the lead back for Queens. 54-53. Pioneers had hit some shots. They have made their last 4 shots. Making shots always helps. Here's Vetter at the top. Crowder. Hobbs. Back out to the top is Vetter. Vetter with 5 to shoot. He'll take a 3 off the dribble. It looks short. It is. And the rebound tipped into the hands of Jaden Turner of Queens. Dye with it. Crossing over West into the lane, draws the foul. That'll take us to a timeout on the floor, and we'll take that break and return right after this. Kenny Dye will be at the line when we come back. 11:54 to play in the game. It's Queens 54. It's Tusculum 53. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network. Dye has answered the call for his team. You know, I mean, that's what happens when you got a leader like Trenton Gibson, Kenny Dye. You know, they see, all right, well, we need to get something going on. Dye, a rare miss at the free throw line. Tusculum 7 of 14 shooting here in the half. They're up to 39% shooting, now 40%. The Royals at 47% as Dye makes the second. And makes it a 55-53 Queens lead. 11:50 to play. No double-figure scores for the Pioneers. It's all balance. McClooney and Smith have 14 and 12. They're on the bench. Dye now with 12 for the Royals. Gibson has 9. Hobbs has 9. 8 for Crump. Haven't played much here in the second half. A near turnover, but West will pick it up. Jumper is no good. Battles to keep it alive. Cannot. Picked up by Jaden Turner, who takes it into the front court, gives it up to Dye. Dye down the lane, missed it, rebounded by Hobbs. And then he has something to say to the bench. Crowder a 3. Bam! Jaden Crowder. Crowder knocking down the 3. The Pioneers lead 56-55. Hobbs said something to the bench after he got that rebound. I'm not sure what it was. Under 11 to play. Yeah, the chirping going from the bench to the players. Kick ball. And where's the mop squad? We don't have a mop squad tonight. We need a mop squad. We got condensation, perspiration, and wet stuff all over the floor. 56-55. Pioneers on Jalen Crowder's third three-pointer. 9 points for him, 9 for Hobbs, 9 for Gibson, 8 for Crump. Dilling on the inbound. Dye. Pioneers back in front after trailing by 10 this half, 44-34. Dye. McLaurin against Vetter. In the lane, shoots over him. It rims off, no good. The rebound to Vetter. Vetter will take it into the front court to James West. West wants to attack. Crowder. No, that 3 would not go. Boy, this place would have exploded. Student body behind me. Dump it down low, and this will be McLaurin, and he'll dunk it down. They beat Vetter to the spot. Queens back in front by a point, 57-56. We've had more dunks in this one than a dunking booth. 57-56, under 10 to play. 22nd Queens, up by 1. West will try 3. Bang! James West. 59-57 Pioneers. Another battle. It was that way in Charlotte. We went to the free throw line late, made free throws, and Queens just didn't execute with shots down the stretch. That was the difference. 3 here, and that one's good. Is that Dye? It is. Kenny Dye answers. 60-59, back and forth the lead goes. West across the stripe. Watched by McKee. West penetrates, draws the foul, is at the line to shoot 2 with 9:10 to play. As James West will go to the stripe. Boy, he's starting to feel. I hope this is the way he's starting to feel. McLaurin with his 3rd, 4th on Queens. So it'll be James West who will go to the stripe. I can't explain to you the slump that he's been in. Honorable mention all conference last year. And it's just been this season. It's just been a weird season for him. He had a 15-point game against Limestone, 10 against Wise, 11 against Aiken, and those are his double-digit games. Last year he missed 7 games. This year he's missed 3. And it's been more time than that because of the Christmas break. He just hasn't been able to kind of get in rhythm. He goes 1 for 2, and he ties the game at 60. Dye has been all world here of late. Smith for 3. That's good. Jamari Smith, he can do it. He can knock it down, and he does. 63-60, and the Royals have answered with some 3 balls here over the last 2 minutes. Skip ball, West brings it down, defended by McKee. Mishandled the dribble, got it back. Here's Vetter. He'll go on Raines, pull up for 2, and that's no good. Brandon Mitchell is back into the game. Dilling gets the rebound for the Royals. We got to stop play. I think the shot clock just wouldn't get restarted, just wouldn't keep going. Pioneer offense, 75 points a game, 8th in the league, but their defense allowing just 70 points a game is 3rd in the league. They have a +5 in the scoring margin. They shoot 44% from the field. That's not great, 7th. And they hold teams to 44%, which is 4th in the league. They're shooting just 33% from 3 this year. Dye in the lane, got it to go again. Kenny Dye makes it a 5-point Queens lead. Kenny's come to life. Kenny Dye was 17. No Pioneer into double figures. West becomes the 4th player with 9 points. Just a lot of balance. Here's Gibson. Vetter on a double team. Crowder. West, deep 3, short, no, won't go, and the rebound tipped away and stolen by Mitchell into the hands of Gibson. Under 8 to play in the game. The Pioneers trail by 5. Back and forth we have gone here in the second half with the lead. Steal. Gibson throws it away. Crowder knocks it off the kneecap of McKee, and the Pioneers will have it when we come back. 7:38 to play. 22nd ranked Queens 65, Tusculum 60. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network. Aaron Cottingham has 32. And it's 76-61 Bulldogs. That's amazing. Gibson in the backcourt. Again, no Pioneer into double figures in this game, just a lot of balance. Kenny Dye has 17. McClooney has 14. Jamari Smith has 15 for Queens. James West with it. He'll take a three off the dribble. Back ironed it, no good, and the rebound by Raines. Queens basketball. Pioneers in a bad way where Queens has hit their last 4 shots. Pioneers have struggled. They're shooting 38% for the game. Dye, Jamari Smith at the top. He'll shoot over Vetter for 3. This one is no good. Raines rebound putback is good. Gavin Raines makes it a 7-point game on another offensive rebound. The Royals had 2 offensive boards in the first half. They now have 6 here in the second half, and they have equaled the Pioneers' offensive rebound production at 8. Tusculum with just 2 to this point here in the second half. West, 3 of 10 from the field, but he's 2 for 7 from 3. A running layup is good for Trenton Gibson, who scored it. You may have heard him slapping the backboard, but he still gets to the rim and puts it in. 5-point lead for Queens. They have the ball on the right side. Pioneers need a stop. And at 6:20 to play, here's Dilling driving it on Vetter, stopping shooting, missing. Smith grabs the rebound, had it knocked away, but it goes to McKee, straight out to Dilling for a 3. This one's no good, and the rebound is out of bounds off Tusculum. Here comes Hobbs and Justin Mitchell. Here comes McLaurin for Queens. Vetter and West will exit with 6:05 to play. McClooney also back in for Queens. Tusculum doesn't play on Saturday. They'll close out the month of January at home against Anderson and LR. Anderson is pulled away from Mars Hill in their contest. This coming Saturday, Queens hosting Mars Hill. Dye a 3. No. Rebounded. A rare miss for Dye from 3. Rebounded by Gibson. Gibson off the glass. Shot it too strong. Rebounded by McLaurin, and it's... It'll be a jump ball, but the arrow to Queens. That was a fortunate call, and a quick whistle for a jump ball. That was a very fortunate call. 5:46 to play in this basketball game. Battle of the Conference's elite. Queens. Smith into the front court. Backing his way in on Mitchell. Baseline jumper is good. Jamari Smith just making buckets. That's what Queens is doing. They're leading it by 7. Pioneers have led 56-55, 58-57, and or 59-57. And a whistle here. Kenny Dye whistled for a foul's 3rd. And team foul number 5 on the Royals. Pioneers have committed 6 second-half fouls. We don't have a mop squad. You know, we got the entire student body back. We don't have a mop squad working tonight. McKee is back in. I drew the mock cheer from our fans. I don't know why. 69-62 Queens. Gibson into the corner. Justin Mitchell for 3 is short. And he battles with Jamari Smith to get the rebound. It's knocked away by Brandon Mitchell. Brandon, after a couple of blocks early, he had like a volleyball spike. Ooh, they called a foul on Mitchell. How do they call a foul on that? And Nani Legist is back in. So it's a 1-and-1 for the Royals. I still don't understand the foul. Just knocking it out of play. It's just a basketball play. It's not a foul. It's not egregious. It's not even. I just don't get that. I don't understand the call. I guess I'm not supposed to, right? Mitchell with 4. He's just taken 1 shot, and again, when we're good, Brandon Mitchell is good. Jamari Smith knocks down the first. He'll have the bonus. And Jamari's having a big game. $18 for him. Pioneers have battled back. Queens has withstood the challenge. Misses the second, rebounded by Hobbs. Pioneer basketball. Justin Mitchell with the 2-handed rim rocket. Thunderous dunk by Justin Mitchell. He was like, you're going to get posterized if you come at me. Jamari Smith takes it coast to coast, gives it up to McLaurin. Kick out 3-ball by McKee, short. Rebounded. Legist has it. It's out of bounds off Queens. They are attacking the glass, though, here in this second half for sure. Gavin Raines will be in. Kenny Dye, a quick breather for him. We're under 5. You got to figure it out here. Down 6, 70-64 to the Royals. Gibson is out there with Justin Mitchell, Jacob Hobbs, and Nadi Legist and Jalen Crowder. Gibson takes it across the stripe. Hobbs catch and shoot 3, looks short. It is. Raines grabs the rebound. It was online, it just would not go. The Pioneers' woes continue shooting the ball. They're 38% for the Pioneers. A lot of balance scoring for the Pioneers, but somebody needs to take over. Here's a steal, leads to a break. Justin Mitchell, another two-handed dunk. Gibson with the helper. Bart Lundy is on the floor wanting a timeout. He thought there was a foul when Dye was handling, and he was in the ear of the official. It'll be a timeout. It's close to that break, and it goes to a break. It goes to the media break. We'll take it, and we're back in 1 minute. It's Queens 70, Tusculum 66. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
(70-66). Queens leading, and they have the basketball. Coach Lundy not at all happy on that last turnover. Thought that Dye was fouled, and this time they will call a foul. And this one goes on Jacob Hobbs. So Dye goes to the line. He's shooting a 1-and-1. As the Pioneers were trying to double team a Clarence Bevo finalist nominee. Hey, and Jamari Smith. Bart Lundy is on that committee. Of course, he knows some of the best talent. Obviously, he brings it into Charlotte, and it's not hard to recruit. Now, let me tell you, if you visit there at Queens and you're in downtown and you see the campus and the arena, it's not hard to recruit to that place. So a lot of the guys that leave the Charlotte area, other places, when they come home, they come back to Queens. Case in point, Quan McClooney went to the College of Charleston. Here he is out of Gaston, North Carolina, back in the Charlotte area. Pioneers, 1 of 2, down 5, is Legist. Spin motion, no, got it back. Spinning again, putting it up, drawing a foul. Just didn't get it to fall. Jamari Smith whistled for a foul, his second. So Legist standing at the free throw line. He has 6. All right, so Justin Mitchell has 8. Jalen Crowder 9. Legist with 6. Jacob Hobbs 9. James West with 9. Crump has 8. Hasn't played a lot here this second half. Vetter with 6. And Gibson has 11. 11 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists for Trenton Gibson. He has 2 triple-doubles in the career at Tusculum, and 3. Mason Fox has the other. Legist makes both. It's a 3-point Queens lead with 3.5 to play. Dye across the stripe. He has 18. Smith has 18. McClooney has 14. Dye on Hobbs down the lane, somehow finishes. Just a good dribble drive, and you need a guy to finish. Kenny Dye is your guy. Gibson, the other guy. And his pass is deflected out of play. It stays Pioneer basketball. Gibson kind of sometimes gets stopped. Dye kind of finishing just the acrobatic finish. It's just dribble drive, here down the stretch. It's a 5-point Queens lead. Can the Pioneers cut into that on this possession? 3:05 to play. Crowder fakes a 3, takes a 2, short, and the rebound comes down to Jaden Turner of the Royals. Dye gets it, and he'll race it into the front court. Under 3 to play. The Royals holding a 5-point lead. They've trailed by 10 early after a very slow start. They've led by 10. Foul is whistled against Justin Mitchell. Very unassuming foul. And just kind of, if that's as bad as a foul has been, then Trenton Gibson is fouled every single time he has the basketball. That is very inconsistent call. It's just very inconsistent. Jaden Turner at the free throw line, 69% on the year, makes the first. He had a 21-point game against Mars Hill this year. He's averaging 8.8 points per contest. Again, balance for this Queens team in scoring this season. 1 of 2 for Turner. It's 74-68. The Pioneers need a bucket this possession. Then they need to get stopped, which is easier said than done. It's the same thing down at the other end. I don't understand. No consistency. Hobbs for 3. It won't go. Rebounded by Jamari Smith. Queens basketball. They hand it off and into the hands of Dye, who races it into the front court. Kick out McClooney. He'll take it baseline. Double team. Throws out of that to Dye. Extra pass is deflected. And stealing it is going to be Crowder. He can't finish it. Hobbs will have it. He'll back it back out. Gibson. We couldn't finish on the fast break as Crowder was going too fast. He gets it back, though. Bam! A minute 56. And JT Burton wants to take a timeout here. With the Pioneers down by 3 at 71-74 on Jalen Crowder's 4th three-pointer of this basketball game. He has 12 points, all of them from three-point territory. Jalen missing after stealing the basketball on a full-court sprint to try to finish with guys chasing him. Always a whole lot harder. But a career best in three-pointers made. It's the most he's attempted in a game. He has gone with 3 made threes twice this season. 8 attempts. This game is one more than the 7 he has attempted in other games. So, the 12 points, a career best for him here, the Caldwell Tech transfer. And he's out of Asheville by way of famed A.C. Reynolds High School. A junior for Pioneer coach JT Burton, and a good find. It's just he's kind of been a bit streaky here of late. It's just one of those games you like to see him kind of settle in. All right, so Pioneers who trail by 6 at halftime at 38-32. Only the third time this year that a halftime deficit or lead has been more than one possession, whether it's a 3-point, 2-point, or a 1-point lead. Either way, Pioneers trail by 12 at Wise. They trail by something like 18 at Wingate. And then a 6-point deficit here to Queens. And it's been an uphill fight the entire second half, but somehow they did it. They went on a 19-8 run to take a 53-52 lead, and it went back and forth here in the second half for a while. So out of the timeout by Tusculum, they have 1 remaining. Dye in the lane. Kick it out. Smith driving. He's blocked, and an offensive foul. Jamari Smith whistled for an offensive foul, was a little out of control getting into the paint, and his shot was blocked anyway. Pioneers full length of the floor to go, down 3 with a minute 36 to play. They've hit 11 three-pointers in the game. It's been a while since they've hit double digits in threes. Across the stripe with the basketball is going to be Trenton Gibson. Just a 2 will suffice here, and then try to get a stop, right? Crowder Boy, they covered him up big time right there. He's the threat from 3. Gibson the threat from anywhere. That's the same thing at the other end. They got Justin Mitchell on. I don't understand. Gibson for 3 is at the line to shoot 3. He's fouled as Kenny Dye is going to be whistled for his 4th. 7th on the team as Trent Gibson baited him into that foul. So a chance to tie it for Gibson, who has 11. He's gone to the line just twice, and he's one of the most decorated free throw shooters in school history. He'll step there to shoot 3 in the biggest moment of the game. Free throws were key for the Pioneers the last time they played Queens. They're going to freeze him. Pioneers went 11 of 16 at the free throw line but in the second half were 9 of 10 against Queens. And that 81-74 win. And their biggest victory against a ranked opponent. With 1:10 to play, Gibson stands at the line with his team down 1. Made them all. We're tied at 74. Can the Pioneers get another stop? Queens basketball, they're shooting 48% from the field. Here's McClooney. Watched by Crowder. Smith, watched by Mitchell. Jamari Smith shoots over Mitchell. No. Rebound McLaurin. He's fouled. They couldn't get the stop. The foul goes on to Nadi Legist, his 4th. And the Pioneers will put Queens in the double bonus the rest of the way. And so it will be McLaurin who will go to the free throw line, shooting 2 with 50 seconds to play in the basketball game. No good on the first. McLaurin's second. That's good. Here comes Turner into the game for the Royals. 75-74 Queens. 50 seconds to play. Tusculum has never swept Queens. Matter of fact, they only have 3 wins against the Royals in 20 games. Yeah. Across the stripe front court, this will be Trenton Gibson. Got to be a big one here with 40 seconds to play. Right side, Legist draws the foul. Legist couldn't finish at the rim. Well-designed play. And the foul goes against Jaden Turner, his first. It'll put Legist, the sophomore, to the free throw line with a chance at the lead. The Pioneers' last lead was 59-57. And a 3-ball was made by Kenny Dye to give them the lead back. They haven't relinquished it since. It was 60-59. As a matter of fact, they would build it to as many as 7 at that point. Well, the Pioneers, Nadi Legist, will go to the line. Here's what's going on around the league. Other games that have gone final. Anderson has held on to defeat Mars Hill 98-97. A three-pointer was made with 2 seconds to play by Mars Hill, but that would be it. No other action was needed as Anderson got the ball in and ended the game, it appears. Newberry is leading at Limestone 56-53. And Wingate has defeated the Lenoir Bears 83-75. Legist cannot hit the first. With 34 seconds to play in the basketball game. Dilling will be into the game for Queens. Legist to tie it. Makes it to tie it. Upset with himself, he missed that first one. 9 for Legist. He joins a quintet with 9 points in this game. Difference of 3 seconds. Game clock, shot clock tied at 75. Maybe the best playmaker with the ball in his hands. Not named Jaron Cottingham or Trenton Gibson in our South Atlantic Conference. Dye working against Hobbs. Into the lane, rejected by Hobbs. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Are we going to call a timeout? They're going to put time back on the clock. There's 1.8 on the clock. Pioneers burn a timeout, and they're going to put some time back on the clock. I think 3.4 is what they're going to put on the clock. They're going to put 2.3. That's still not enough. Full length of the floor to go. It'd take a miracle. Pioneers burned their final. So they'll let them know it's 2.3. So 75-75. Jacob Hobbs, 9 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 mammoth block. But he's got 2, I think, for the game. He had another one against Dye. He gets 1 to protect the rim here. Dye with 20 leads all scorers. The Pioneers will have the final say as Tusculum has rallied from a 6-point deficit, have tied the game with 2.3 seconds left in regulation. Hobbs will trigger the inbound. Where's Hobbs going? He's going to Brandon Mitchell. He's going to throw it the full length of the floor, and it's going to be inbounded by Queens on the baseline in the front court with 2.3 as Mitchell can't touch it. And Queens will call a timeout. What a disaster. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what the thinking was there. Brandon was running towards the ball and just misjudged it in the air, and it went over his head. No one touched it. It goes out of bounds, and Queens gets it on the baseline in the front court with 2.3. What seemed as if Tusculum would have the final say has just been destroyed by a mental breakdown. I can't say it any other way. A mental breakdown. Thankfully, there's not 3.4 back on the clock as I thought. I don't know why Brandon was running towards the ball. Either way, not probably the execution you wanted out of that one. No question. That's a big mental blunder. Wow. Well, it happens. Now you got to defend it. Queens, what kind of inbound play can they concoct here with 2.3? They've got plenty of time and plenty of scores, but Dye will inbound it. Look for the inbound and the kick back. Dye lobbing it into the paint, stolen. Pioneers will steal it. There was time for Justin to get that off, but we lost our brains here. We go overtime. At the end of regulation, Tusculum 75, 22nd ranked Queens 75. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network. Blake Harris will step in, throw the ball up to start the overtime, which will be won by the Pioneers. Tusculum ends the game shooting 38% and somehow have forced overtime. Queens shooting 47%. Well, the 13 made three-point, or I should say the 11 made three-pointers helped. Gibson to start the overtime. Jumper is no good, and a rebound foul going against the Pioneers. What is this guy calling? This guy's missing a really good game. Brandon's like it's all game. Brandon Mitchell will foul out of the game. How can you jump up for a rebound and be whistled for a foul? Again, how can you just be doing an actual basketball play and be whistled for a foul? I'm confused by some of this stuff. Again, we're getting some actor, and Justin Mitchell's whistled for kind of a hand check kind of a call, but every time Trenton tries to turn the corner, he is blasted and nothing. I'm okay with that. Just be consistent. Gavin Raines at the free throw line. It has been, how should we say, a struggle this season for him at the stripe. You don't see it very often, but it's got to be mental because he's too good of a player. Missed them both. He's only 15% at the free throw line. He's only made 5 and attempted like 30-something. Gibson with it on the left side. Pioneers get a stop. 3-ball here is no good. Vetter can't get the rebound. Hobbs grabs it. Back to Hobbs. Back to the top to Gibson. Attacking down the lane. A lot of contact. He'll put it up off the glass. Put it in. 77-75 Tusculum. Kenny Dye with the basketball. Driving it in the lane. Working against Justin Mitchell. Puts it up and puts it in. That guy right there. 22 for him. Just good. He's good. He goes into the lane. They back off, and he gets off balance, and he puts up a bad shot, rebounded by Queens. Here comes Dye. Smith had it stripped, gets it back, and draws a foul. Foul goes on Jacob Hobbs. It'll be his second. 2 free throws for the Royals. They went down briefly, 77-75. They tied it back at 77, and now Jamari Smith stands at the free throw line to give them the lead back. A.J. McKee is going to exit. He's injured. So Turner's in for him. Raines also exits. He's injured. Dilling has checked in. McClooney will have to come to the lane. So 2 players go out for the Royals. Overtime here, as at the free throw line, Jamari Smith makes the first. If you're just joining us, Tusculum had a 10-point lead early, very, very early, first 5 minutes of the game. Queens rallied, took a halftime lead, ultimately led by 10 in the second half themselves. Tusculum rallies and forces overtime. Queens leading 78-77. Kenny Dye with 22 to lead Queens. Trenton Gibson has 16 for Tusculum. Inside the paint, Vetter. Oh, he throws it out. Justin Mitchell. Boy, what are we doing? 3-ball by Crowder. Bang! Well, we know what we're doing. I guess we know better than I know what we're doing. 80-78. Pioneers back in front by 2. Kenny Dye with the basketball, surveying on the left side, bouncing it, baseline, Smith, Dye. He's watched by Hobbs. Hobbs has 2 big blocks on Dye. He goes on a double team here. No. Rebound Turner. Putback is good. Turner ties it on an offensive rebound putback. Pioneers got the stop. And with 2:45 to play, we're tied at 80 in the overtime. A career-best 15 points on 5 made three-pointers by Jalen Crowder in the game. Gibson. Vetter. Gibson a 3. He's tired. It's short. Is it rebounded by Hobbs? It is. Hobbs gathers the rebound for the Pioneers. Gibson has worked hard. 2:15 and counting. 9 to shoot. Vetter. 5 to shoot. He'll take a long-range 2. It's good. Will Vetter. 82-80, Tusculum by 2. Kenny Dye says, all right, here, we're running 5. Let me wave at you. Under 2 to play in the overtime. Dye watched by Hobbs. Bounce it, Jamari Smith. McClooney catch and shoot 3. He's been red hot. He makes another one. McClooney from 3. 83-82 Queens with 1:40 to play. McClooney with his 4th three-pointer of the game. He shoots under 30% from 3, but today's 4 of 8. He has 17. Crowder. Justin Mitchell to Hobbs. Under 10 to shoot. Hobbs handling. Vetter 5 to shoot. Gibson 3 to shoot. Shoots over Dye for 3 is no good. Mitchell grabs the rebound for the Pioneers. 1:10 left in overtime. And a whistle for a foul on Vetter. Unbelievable they call that. They're going to call that now? An offensive foul on the Pioneers. Cannot believe they called that. It may have been, right? And you go with it. It's just the consistency. There has been so much action for Queens. You're telling me no one has contacted anybody? I don't. You bring Hobbs out of the contest, and he has been all over Kenny Dye in this game. Queens by 1, 83-82 on a controversial call for an illegal screen. Just bad. That was a good screen set by Turner. We're going to watch him now. Dye walked. Yeah, he couldn't get stopped. That's a makeup call. He didn't get stopped. But he doesn't get that call against him either. He does that all the time. Maybe the best in the league. Trying to stop on a dime, and he usually slides a little bit, and he never gets called. This time he gets called. Yeah. Justin Mitchell with the Pioneers down 1. Is there any magic left? 44 seconds to play in the overtime. McClooney has given Queens the lead on his 4th made three-pointer, defending Mitchell. Now it's Gibson. Gibson on a change from Vetter. Crowder drives into the lane. Floater, no. Rebound tipped. It's tipped. Mitchell has it somehow for the Pioneers. Crowder a 3, all alone. No. And another foul on Legist, battling for the rebound. How do you make the call? Legist whistled for his 5th. With 19 seconds to play, the 3 wouldn't go for Crowder. He had as open look as you could have. And Hobbs is going to be into the game for Legist. How? It just looked like he was going up for the rebound. It's just guys trying to make plays here at the end of the game, and whistles are deciding it. At the free throw line will go Jaden Turner. He's shooting 2. He is smooth on the first. To make it a 3-point game, Turner. Yes, so it is. 85-82, 15 seconds, 1 timeout for the Pioneers. And they'll burn it here. They bring it into the front court. All right, so if you didn't know, in the J.T. Burton era, the Pioneers are a perfect 5-0 in overtime. 2018 to now. But right now they got some work to do. They're down 3 with 14 seconds to play in this overtime period. And during the J.T. Burton era, Tusculum has rallied from at 10-point deficits on 11 occasions. Today would be the 12th. They were down 10 in the second half. That last deficit was 44-34. They would trail by 7 with about 4+ to play. They would tie the game at 74 and tie the game at 70. Drive. If he made them both, the Pioneers end this thing in regulation. Then they blew up the last play with 2.3 seconds to play in regulation. And then they stole the inbound after that. So it has been interesting, and whistles have really made an impact here in the overtime. 14 seconds. Crowder with it on the inbound for the Pioneers. Gibson with it with 10. He'll take a three. No. He was left open. It was a good look. And a foul whistled against. I didn't see. It's on Justin Mitchell? I guess so. Queens is going to shoot free throws and a chance to just to end it. Gibson got a good look for three, and it just didn't go. What a great game. What a thrilling game. Pioneers missed the last four. Tusculum hadn't scored in 2 minutes. McClooney at the strike, missing on the first, but all it takes is one to end it with 5.9 seconds to play. I've seen crazier things happen, like us throw it the full length of the floor out of play. McClooney's second. Yeah, he got that roll to go. And Queens will burn their final timeout with 4 seconds left. A little bit of the magic running out here for the Pioneers. Queens has ended this game on a 6-0 run, or at least to this point, 5.9 seconds to play. Pioneers have missed their last 4 shots. As open a shot as Crowder will have even in warm-ups. He was more wide open, and it just didn't go down. That's the shot that was needed to go. Pioneers have hit 12 three-pointers in the game. Yeah, I mean, you know, Pioneers haven't made a bunch of threes really here in this calendar year. Having a problem fumbling through the papers. Pioneers, hit 7 against Mars Hill. They really labored there. They hit 7 against Coker. Here's the inbound. Into the front court is Hobbs. He'll take the three, make it, and there's 1.3 left. It's a 1-point game. They get a quick foul with 0.5 to play. So Dye will have the ball, and the Pioneers get a quick three by Hobbs, and it's a 1-point game, and Mitchell picks up the foul. So the 13th three made for the Pioneers. So Mitchell picks up number 4. Pioneers haven't been in double digits in threes since December 15th against Newberry. Dye, really good on the first. There is 0.8 on the clock. Dye, will he miss this one? No, he made it. So it's a 3-point game. Gibson gets it away, but the Royals will knock off the Pioneers. Heck of a game here tonight. As JT goes down and says, Bart, what a great game. Guys, it was quite thrilling. Unfortunately, the Pioneers don't come out on the winning end of it as the Queens Royals knock off the Tusculum Pioneers here tonight by a final of 88-85 in overtime. It is the first loss for the Pioneers in the JT Burton era in the overtime period. And the Pioneers cannot rally from a 10-point deficit. Queens falling to LMU on Saturday. Travel here in Harrogate. Travel here midweek Wednesday. And we'll go back, and they'll feel a lot better about themselves. Without LMU playing tonight, they take a half-game lead in the conference. As Tusculum goes to 11-3, Queens moves to 10-3, and LMU is 11-2. Tusculum will have Saturday off, both LMU and Queens in action. Queens hosting Mars Hill, and LMU is on the